Time now to meet our Maine innovator and creator. Here's this week's Game Changer.
We support Game Changers because it's the only outlet of its kind that seeks out and celebrates this kind of innovative and creative talent here in Maine.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm here today with Nicola. I know you do a lot of community organizing. I know you do a lot of work to build your community. Tell our viewers a little bit about what you do day in and day out.
Yeah, well, what I love doing is helping teams of people overcome the obstacles to moving from ideas to action. After about 12 years in working and building teams, in building organizations, fundraising, communications, client services, I saw so many teams that had the right ideas and didn't know how to execute.
That's such an interesting gap sort of in the work that people are doing around community building around the state. How directly is your work around the state sort of helping to build sort of capacity, for lack of a better term, across the state?
Right. So business owners, nonprofits will come to me and say, hey, we just did this great strategic planning process, or we just created this awesome values statement and we're not living up to it.
And so when they do that, how do you react to that?
Yeah, well, I look at 5 different points of intervention. I ask them, have they properly addressed the problem? Do they really know the root cause of what they're trying to fix? Have they set intention? Are they all speaking the same language across their team? Have they really rectified what they're doing in their individual role and what their team has to do as a group? I look at, have they built a strong container? Do they have strong decision-making processes, conflict resolution? And then I really look at, do they have the knowledge, skills, and mindsets to do and live the vision and values that they've set?
Such an incredible part of that. That mindset part is so critical to success in a lot of our communities. So I know you've seen a lot of projects and a lot of doers across the state. So if you had a magic wand, if you had a moonshot that you could accomplish, what would that be?
It would be to have more people in Maine understand power and how to work with it more effectively on their teams. So often the silent killer of our change projects is not understanding how dynamics of power and identity impact our ability to execute. And so I'd love more people in Maine to understand what relationships of power are at play in their teams and how to manage them effectively.
Sounds like if we figured that out, there'd be a whole lot more community building, a whole lot more capacity across the state.
And agency. Like, I want people to feel empowered to change their community, and so often they feel disempowered and isolated in their businesses and in their workplaces. So if we can transform that, I think we can do better in community.
I think so too.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks a lot.